So by now I'm sure you've heard all about David Dow, the doctor that was forcibly removed from a United Airlines flight and roughed up. And apart from the endless flow of memes on my newsfeed, I noticed this little gem of a critique pop up.
Alright, so it's apparent that people are clearly missing the obvious here.
Well, by all means, please enlighten us, Fred Durst.
All of you are spending so much time feeling sorry for this man, you are missing the bigger picture. The man on that flight saw an opportunity, and he took it.
Did you know that the Chinese use the same word for crisis as they do for opportunity?
Yes, crisis-tunity.
An opportunity to miss his flight and get his ass kicked? Wow, what a fucking genius.
I'm not going, that's David right there.
You see, he said he's not leaving. He's just stirring the pot.
Yeah, asserting that he gets the service he paid for makes him the antagonist in this scenario, right?
You can track me down, I won't go. I'm not going, that's David right there.
Well, that's an open and shut case. He just gave those men permission to drag him off the plane.
So when someone says, you'll have to take it from my cold dead hands, you take that as permission?
Let them try to use the force.
Did you hear what he said? He said let them try and use the force. He is taunting these men.
I don't know. Maybe he thought they were Jedi. He could mind trick them into getting off. Or just force levitate them back to the terminal. In reality, he could have cooperated, but he was under no obligation to do so. Does anybody really agree with forced volunteerism?
It just keeps getting better. He says, I would rather go to jail. The officer replies, you would rather go to jail than get off the plane. He replies back, yes. What kind of message are we sending to the youth of this country or this world? That it is okay to disrespect. It is okay to ignore any sort of authority.
That's not the message I got, nor the vast majority of people to whom the details are apparent. I think the youth benefit as much from being taught to respect authority as they do from questioning it.
Okay? Whether United Airlines was right or wrong does not matter in this particular situation. He was asked to leave the plane.
Yeah, it's a common attitude among authoritarian apologists. The basic comply if you want to live argument. Sure, there's some validity to that position. Let them violate you and then sue the shit out of them later is perhaps the smart move. But the man paid for a service and United Airlines failed to negotiate an amicable solution to not providing that service. And instead got hired goons to toss him out, like the mob in Casino.
That is it. As a 69-year-old man, his job as an adult is to show respect.
Oh, it's his job now? How much does it pay? I've been an adult for a while now and I haven't seen a single fucking check. Guess I'm not doing it right. And as an adult, is respect not also owed to him?
And quietly walk off the plane like the rest of the 3 other passengers did with no arguments and no problems.
So you're preaching acquiescence? If he had just walked off, nobody would ever have heard this, and United'd still be tossing people off flights free from scrutiny.
No, I'm not going. I am not going.
As a 69-year-old man, he should have known better than to cause a scene and act like a child. He could have easily gotten off the plane, spoke to a manager, and cleared up this whole entire problem privately.
Well, the airline could have declined his entry at the gate instead of after boarding. Shit happens, and it should be the airline's problem, not his.
This video is no different than all the other viral videos of the so-called police brutality streamed all throughout the internet. Social media only wants you to see the last 30 seconds of what led up to why the police reacted the way they did. This man clearly was not following instructions. This man was clearly ignoring police orders.
Yeah, we all know that insubordination must be met with immediate summary use of force.
But that's okay! But that's okay because you all feel sorry for him!
No, bud. People aren't defending what he did so much as indicting the airline and police for what they did. Not only was this an excessive use of force over a trivial matter, I don't like the idea of publicly funded police officers being used as policy-enforcing cronies for big corporations. The company reserves the right to remove passengers at will, which is utter bullshit, but they sold him a ticket. Instead of negotiating new terms, they called in the Brute Squad to toss his ass out.
And by feeling sorry for him, you are sending out a message to the youth of this generation saying it's okay. It's okay to ignore authority. It's okay to ignore your teacher. It's okay to ignore your principal or your mother or your father or the policeman or anyone that is in authority. You don't have to do anything they say, and that's complete crap.
Well, first off, that's not complete crap because you can do anything you want so long as you're willing to face the consequences. That's reality, bud, not the safe and orderly delusion of society that you live in. Secondly, I see nuance isn't your forte. It takes an absurd leap in logic to think that this event somehow sends the message that kids should disobey the law and society will become a lawless anarchy because a man demanded to keep a seat he paid for. I think this sends a much more pertinent message. The corporations are free to do as they please at the expense of the average citizen. That consumer protection is an illusion and that your rights are secondary to their policies. And lastly, America was founded by people who questioned authority and they preached that sentiment all the fucking time. Nobody should obey a rule simply because it was declared by a ruler. I never follow rules if the benefit can't be explained.
I am not disputing the fact that United Airlines screwed up. I am disputing the fact that two wrongs do not make a right. I am disputing the fact that when an authority figure asks you politely to do something, you do it the first time and end the whole matter!
Alright, take a chill pill, Limp Bizkit. I get what you're saying. Bow down to the police state. This guy thinks being an adult is doing whatever people tell you. And that's what children do, bud. Children need authority figures to guide them. Children fold at the first sign of opposition. Adults stand up for what they believe is fair and just. And although Dr. Dow came across as rather douchey and uncooperative, I'd probably put up the same kind of resistance if I were in the same situation, and I'd want to negotiate the terms of relinquishing my seat long before I actually got up. Aside from this guy, I've seen plenty of people attacking Dr. Dow's credibility with character assassination. Apparently he's had some trouble in the past with the law, but that's irrelevant to the case at hand. Being involved in a drug scandal in the past doesn't suddenly justify using excessive force to eject a man from a plane because United Airlines has a practice of overselling flights. That's their problem, but they make it our problem, and that ain't right.